book. It had a role-playing game, I think. It had everything, and like the only way you could play the game was on the N64, and it was pretty dope.
The only thing that kept Star Wars fans from not killing themselves after those shitty prequels was the video game. If we're really honest, come on now. The video games kept Star Wars fans dedicated to Star Wars when the movies sucked so bad folks didn't want to be known as Star Wars fans.
The main reason why, actually the only reason why I play first-person shooters as inverted is because I played X-Wing and X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter so fucking much when I was a kid. And this is like in the fucking early 90s.
Yeah. Oh, man. I remember playing like, because they were tied in, was the, it started out the Dark Forces series.
Yeah, those are
so it started
good.
out with Dark Forces, then Dark Forces 2, and then technically Dark Forces 3 was Jedi Outcast, and then Jedi Outcast 2, Dark Forces 4, Jedi Academy. What they just call it Jedi Academy.
They had a long ass run. We can't like not mention Knights of the Old Republic and Force. And what was the Force
Awakens.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Force Awakens.
Yeah, Force
Awakens. Oh no, it's Force Unleashed.
Oh, Unleashed.
Yeah, Force Unleashed, where you're playing the apprentice.
Yeah.
Those were
so good.
He was in
He's in.
Yeah, he was that actor.
Was he? Oh yeah.
He was real good in that.
Dude,
shit.
those games were staples of Star Wars fans. I want them to get there again.
What was awesome when was Soul Calibur introduced the Star Wars characters? Because you could be the Apprentice, Yoda, or Vader.
Yep.
Oh fuck that! The Apprentice had some sick ass.
Well, no. It depends on what console you got.
That's true.
Oh yes.
True.
Well, okay. Later on,
angry.
yeah. So later on, I think like a year later, you could purchase what was on the other consoles.
You could be linked too in the Nintendo.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That
shit
was cool too.
Crazy.
Man. I that's what hurt me so much about Battlefront 2 and just having all that controversy around it. And I wanted to get down with another great Star Wars game.
Dude,
you know,
the game is fun, but the controversy killed the game. It sucks because all the content's been free. All the updates have been free. There's supposed to be there's going to be a Clone Wars update this fall, all free. But the
moment has passed from a mainstream
for a lot of people.
Excitement.
Yeah, I mean the game is still fun, especially their space battles. So much improved. I mean, I was squatted up.
You know what would get people? They should make it a PSN free game. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think you would get a boost.
Oh, yeah, you'll get a boost.
You would get a boost, and a lot of people would try it.
Well, and you also, listen, you need a single player in these kind of games.
But they did have it for Battlefront 2, I thought, right?
Yes, there is a single player game. You're playing a whole new character, and they play.
Oh, right. I didn't get that one.
Yeah, Battlefront 2, you play as Iden Versio, which is the fine-ass Janina Gavankar.
Yeah.
And then she actually has... Like the DLC that was free was Story Mission, which ties into The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So
they need to make that the goddamn what's the next month? October or November? Make that free because the game didn't sell that well because of the controversy.
This month had pretty good.
Oh yeah,
they're finally
They're doing it.
PSN Plus is finally back.
Yep.
You got God of War 3 remastered.
Yep.
And you have Destiny 2.
Yep.
For fucking free.
Wait, wasn't there a third? Oh, Mafia 3 was still free at the. So all three
that
were
was last,
free.
from last month.
But at a moment, all three were still free.
Yeah.
So I was like debating: should I just get Mafia 3 while I'm downloading God of War 3 and Destiny 2, or should I
Mafia
just
3
wait?
Is definitely. You know what's funny? All right. So I platinumed Spider-Man.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
And this is like a tale of two games. Mafia 3 has no fast travel whatsoever. None.
Is it a big map?
Fucking zero. It's big enough.
Yeah.
You're driving a fucking car from the goddamn 1960s or 70s.
Yeah.
They're not that fast.
Yeah.
All right. Spider-Man has fast travel.
Yep.
Why the fuck do you use fast travel in a Spider-Man game? They still have it. It's an option.
It's an option.
I've done it maybe twice in the game. The entire fucking game I did it maybe twice. Like after I beat like basically everything. But Mafia 3 has no fast. That's my main complaint about that game is no fast travel.
Yep.
Get especially when like there's like a mid part of the game. I haven't passed the entire game yet, but there's like a mid part of the game where you have to collect money from like your different districts.
Yeah.
And if you don't have there's no fast travel. So you have to literally drive there.
That's not fun.
It's a fucking pain in the ass.
You told me the driving wasn't great on there.
It's meh.
Yeah.
It's meh.
Yeah.
But like later in the game, you get like there's an option to like auto collect, but it's like, you know, when you need money, you have to fucking drive to get it. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Didn't have money. But your next game is Last of Us, right? You're not going back to God of War for the 8th time, goddammit, right?
Maybe.
Hey, at least in Last of Us, we can squad up.
Oh yeah,
it's right here, right?
It's right there.
Multiplayer's tough.
The multiplayer is that's fun multiplayer.
Yeah, multiplayer is tough for me. you definitely need to be mic'd because it's not
But
really.
he's gonna play the single player, man.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, when you play the single player, you'll realize that the multiplayer, it's not really that fast paced. You do need to like kind of work with your team. So it can be fast paced, but you're most likely gonna die.
Well, most of my gaming is done when I can't do multiplayer. So
yeah. Can we stick with gaming a little bit more?
Yeah.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
This dropped.
Yeah, it dropped. So apparently it dropped last Wednesday. It dropped early, apparently, because of some kind of demand or some shit.
Because I went to dropped underneath Spidey's shadow.
Yeah, but I mean, it came out. I picked it up on Friday. I've been playing it.
Oh,
ever
you
since.
have? Okay,
yeah,
you played this.
Yeah, I'm at 83% completion. So
God
far.
damn, you've been really playing this shit.
Yeah, I've been playing the shit out of this game. I was averaging like 11% every 2 hours.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Impressions. Tell us.
Yeah. So there's a. I mean, it plays like Rise of the Tomb Raider, but with improvements.
Okay.
So there's some things that
Does she twerk? Oh.
I'm not done with the game, so I don't know. There's some stuff that's interesting to me. When you start the game, you can choose different aspects of the game to be. So you can choose the difficulty of the enemy. You can choose the difficulty of the puzzles.
Yeah, that sounds new.
And
you can change difficulty.
No, but you can change.
What the fuck?
You can
Is
change.
there hard, medium, and easy?
Well, you can change your. You know how you don't do the puzzles. You can make your puzzles easier or challenging.
Wait, just the puzzles or the whole game?
Or the whole game.
Well, that's in fucking every game.
Well, no, the puzzles themselves. So you can change. You can have easy enemies, hard puzzles, and light explorations.
Oh, so you can toggle.
You can toggle how you want to play the game.
Let's give a project because he has new puzzles.
Yeah. So you can turn your puzzles to super easy and then have basically her solve the puzzle for you.
Can I eliminate the puzzles?
No, you cannot eliminate the puzzles. I mean, you can avoid them.
Prodigy, you cannot eliminate women.
Oh, damn!
I know you like food is, but
yeah,
I mean, shit on my carpet.
You'd have to stroke off a lot if you eliminate. Anyway, in Rise of the
Bird
Tomb
don't
Raider,
need them.
Damn, fucked them all.
You got a visual.
Yeah.
Ernie just busting them.
Oh my god, mayonnaise and shit. So in the last two Tomb Raiders, like Laura couldn't swim without an apparatus, which was fucking weird. But now you can swim. The graphics in this are fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Even though there's a little bit of frame rate issues.
Is she more mature and older now?
Yeah, she's like, I think this is like maybe a year after the last one. It's not that far after the last one. She's definitely mature. She's definitely a killer.
Is she fun?
Oh yeah, I mean this is just as fun as Rise of the Tomb Raider. The stealth, they give you more options for stealth. I mean you can always do stealth or you can go balls out and just shoot everybody. It's a little easier to craft arrows and change your like specialty arrows. The big difference is now there's hubs.
Okay.
So there's like little cities where you can shop and interact with the local people. They will give you side missions. Some of them will.
Nice.
So that's a departure from the last one.
Can you get side pieces though?
Yeah.
You know what? Laura don't fuck with nobody like that. Even
really?
when,
She ain't giving that
she don't give
Pacific Islander fat dude any fucking pussy.
She don't know. 'Cause in fact, when there's a new girl introduced, she asked about him and Laura. He's like, "No, we're just friends, colleagues." Like, yeah.
Dude,
and Laura's just like,
I feel
"Whatever."
Bad for him, man.
Yeah,
He's been following Laura for 3 goddamn games, trying to sniff that pussy.
And it feels like he's been chasing it. But then this Peruvian girl who's bad as fuck, she's like, "Well, I'm trying to see what that mouth do." And he's like, "Well,
to the big dude."
Yeah, to the big dude. So so they make it clear that Laura's still kind of a loner. I mean, that's the biggest difference. This feels kind of like, obviously a lot like. Uncharted, but there's no vehicles. And Laura,
it still bothers me when people make the comparisons between Uncharted and Tomb Raider.
I don't see why.
You will see now.
Okay.
Tomb Raider came first.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean Tomb Raider came
Tomb Raider came
Oh,
first.
I'm sorry. I got it reversed. Yeah, of course. Tomb Raider was been out for years and years.
So all you people that keep saying, "Oh, this feels like Uncharted," motherfucker, there would be no Uncharted without Tomb Raider.
True.
And there would be no Tomb Raider without Indiana Jones.
This is true. But
I'm with that. I'm with that.
Creative
From a legacy.
Creatively, Naughty Dog is made up of a lot of Crystal Dynamic alumni. So that's why a lot of the controls and the theme is kind of similar.
That's not a bad thing.
It's not. The biggest difference you'll notice is that Laura is a loner versus Nathan Drake has a little network. He has a support network. He's got Sully. He's got his lady.
Let's be real though. Naughty Dog has done a better job of telling a more fun and better overall story with the Uncharted series.
I disagree.
Than the Tomb Raider ones?
I agree with Prodigy wholeheartedly in this.
The recent Tomb Raiders, no. The past Tomb Raiders, yes.
Man,
but the current Tomb Raiders,
I've played all these games, man.
When did
Besides this game that just came out,
you beat Rise of the Tomb Raider?
Yes, I beat the shit out of it.
I'll beat the shit out you. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Story-wise,
I still think story-wise this is still a great series. I think it's just as strong, if not better, than Uncharted.
Ooh. You've been a Tomb Raider fan, though.
Yeah, I mean, the previous Tomb Raiders I kind of like enjoyed, but I was like, there was a lot of craziness in it and shit. But this one, like, I felt like when they rebooted Tomb Raider, they did it right. The only thing that's really missing is that she's not using her vehicles like she did in the previous games.
Go ahead. What you want to get into?
No, I don't know. I'll play the game eventually.
Yeah,
so.
It's definitely a fun game.
Yeah, I mean,
I do like the way she murders people.
The last ones I liked. I felt bad when she died.
Oh
yes, yeah, I like that.
Sure. Ooh, she still dies. She still dies. Still fucked up. I mean, like, dude, especially when she's gurgling in her own blood and shit. It's all bad.
And you know what's funny is that's like, I think that's like a human, probably more of a man thing.
Yep.
You feel bad when like the woman dies.
Yeah, and it's in graphic ways.
Yeah. All bad. Like, she gets ripped apart. Oh, it's all bad.
It's like some caveman shit, like written into us.
Yeah. What I do like is, like, you know, for you social justice warriors out there who forgot that Tomb Raider was one of the big franchises out there, she has, like, you know, tribal gear that she will get. Yep. They don't show her midriff. She will wear them over her current tunic. Yeah. She's not overly sexualized. She wears like stuff that's like that works for the game for people who are all upset that you don't see titty meat or cleavage.
Yeah, me. You talking about me? I'm right here.
I didn't say your name, did I? If I did, you must have felt some type of way.
I feel some type of way. Look, I enjoy Lara Croft and Tomb Raider. I just miss some of the fun from even the early Tomb Raider games. Yes, they had graphics of the day and video game sensibilities of the day, but there was a sense of wink at the camera and a little bit of cheesecake that was very fun with that Lara Croft. I don't know why that's so much of a problem in 2018 that this character was busty and adventurous. Who the fuck cares? She was also badass.
She's still badass, but they don't play up like her having big titties and fat ass. I mean,
that didn't take away from the gameplay being fun.
It doesn't take away from this either.
I need a little bone.
Prodigy, I gotta disagree with you, man, because I would definitely say the new Tomb Raider games they're way better than the old Tomb Raider games, in my opinion.
Well, I agree to a certain extent. It's hard to compare something literally like the first ones I played, just like you, mid-90s. I haven't gone back and played very many of them.
The story is light at best.
Sure, but it was also consistent with games of that time and era.
Oh,
less space on the...
No, because at the same time, I mean, StarCraft came out around the same time, and that had a deep fucking story.
Wasn't that a PC game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying,
but
for
it was
consoles.
Still a game.
Yeah, but console games of that era typically had very similar size to this one. I don't think it didn't feel short or cheap at the time.
Okay,
I don't remember complaining.
Then I'll agree that games were shittier back in the day.
Oh, kind of. I mean, yeah.
Generally speaking,
you know what?
We had to progress. We had to work our way here. But don't be embarrassed of the past, like it was so problematic and she was this evil fucking character.
I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm just saying that the game today is much better than the game before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I still think. I agree that these are better games from a mechanic standpoint, from a story standpoint, graphics, all that. I get that. It's still not me shitting on the games in the past, and I don't think the character was a problem. Everybody keeps saying back in the day. Here's my biggest thing. Y'all act like she was nude and and sucking dick on the fucking games. None of that ever happened. There was no nude shit. There was no hot coffee scenes with Laura back in those games.
It's the problem too. Like, so Spider-Man just came out, right?
Yeah.
Every single motherfucking costume in Spider-Man is skin tight. I didn't see one fucking feminist say anything about this fucking costume.
Of course not.
Not a single one.
Of course not. So, they never complained about Henry Cavill or Batman or Captain America having their shirts off in every single superhero movie. Pretty much every single male superhero has his shirt off and is ripped as fuck. In just about every movie.
Look, if you're gonna fight people in general, You should be in shape.
Of course you should be.
Yeah.
And nobody has a problem with Hugh Jackman being, 230 pounds of chiseled muscle in Wolverine. Nobody has a problem with it.
Yeah.
But
So,
it's a problem when...
There's no problem. I'm just saying in Tomb Raider, there should not be any problems. No one's going to pipe up about this because she's covered most of the time, even if you change her outfit. They're not sexy.
Always... I guess, again, to go back to my biggest thing, people act like she was overly sexualized back then.
Maybe.
And I see some of that as bullshit because...
Yeah,
She wasn't in a bikini. She never fucking was. She wasn't nude.
So
she was never nude, but she was in a bikini at one point.
But she was not.
Through the game?
I don't think she was.
Yeah, I wanted not. Yeah, in one of the games she is.
So she had big tits.
She did big triangles.
That is the end of her sexualization.
Pretty much.
Because she was not seducing dudes.
No.
Nope.
She was not doing anything like that. People that make those complaints have never played the games.
Yes,
So,
that's exactly
yeah.
that's exactly the case. And for the time, it was still very, very, very much fun. And it didn't prevent, if you were a female gamer and wanted to play it, you could play that.
Well, this is the thing.
You
Like,
could play these.
when I played Tomb Raider, I was like, okay, I guess he's got like these fucking triangle titties, whatever. You know what I thought was cool with the game? I could shoot with both hands.
Yes.
That's fucking dope.
Wait.
That's what I remember.
That was
the most.
not a lot of games did that.
You
Yeah.
can shoot while flipping, back flipping,
Oh,
and
yeah.
side flipping. You can
That's-
fucking do
It
a
was
gap.
And
fucking amazing.
The
Yeah.
3D world was impressive for its time.
Oh, yeah.
It
of
really
course.
was.
Yeah.
You know
People
what I
want
mean?
to seem like, everybody back then was like perverts, which, I mean, I was a little kid, so I was a pervert. I didn't give a shit. But when I was playing that game, I was like, the mechanics of this game were fucking great. It was way different from what I was
There
doing.
was so much shit that you didn't know that you could do as Laura, because she could do crazy acrobatic shit and shoot at the same time. And you're like, what the fuck?
They talk about it, like a lot of the crazy feminists talk about it the same way as like the beach volleyball straight from Japan games.
I have that game.
Dead or Alive.
Yeah,
have
and
that
some of the even
and-
creepier ones where it's literally just nude and you're spraying. They're nude and you're spraying like water all over them and jiggling. That was not Tomb Raider.
And there's still nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can't talk about them in the same vein. You lose
No.
all fucking credibility when you talk about the problematicness of video games and you mention Lara Croft when there really wasn't that much of a problem.
Yeah, I think if problematic is in your vocabulary, you're problematic.
Yeah, that might be the name of the podcast.
Damn. But yeah.
Yeah, problematic shit. I don't know. Something.
So
we'll fuck with it.
I've loved. I don't know if there's multiplayer in this game yet. I've been
I
focused.
thought it was single player only on this one.
Probably. I mean, there could be DLC. Who fucking knows? Because when I first got Rise of the Tomb Raider, DLC didn't come for
That's
like
true.
6-7 months.
That's true.
And which included the co-op version, which I know you and Stitch played.
Yes, the survival mode was fun.
Yeah, and it was cool. So we make it something like that. I'm close to the end. She's just as brutal, if not more brutal, killer in this game. She has no problem fucking people up.
Good.
There's actually a Rambo moment in the fucking game.
All right.
So it's
You're almost at the end, it sounds.
yeah, I'm close to the end. I'm trying to 100% the game. There's a lot of shit to do in this fucking game.
Fucking shit.
So, but I mean, this is just an improvement to me for Rise of the Tomb Raider. There is a little bit of frame rate issues, like I mentioned before, but it kind of corrects itself. But sometimes it takes a minute, like almost half an hour.
patch could fix some of that.
Hopefully, but other than that, I did run into one area that was
Put it
kind
on
of glitched.
Xbox?
Yeah, it's on the box.
Okay.
Well, I'm playing on the box,
I
but
just want to make sure that everybody knew that.
Right. Anyway, there was one puzzle that was kind of glitched, but it was easy to fix. Get out of it. Just reset your thing because it was a tomb, and the tombs aren't that big.
So
They
after-
are kind of complicated.
After it's over, you're gonna give your score.
I'll give a final score.
My
then.
tombs are big. They're huge.
That's what Bruce Wayne said, didn't he?
That's what President Trump said.
I
toad.
thought he had a toad.
Toad hat.
So wait,
His
what?
toad is huge.
Explain this to me. Does
Daddy,
does Stormy Daniels compare his dick to Toad?
yes.
She
Toad.
literally says Toad from Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Holy
She
shit.
said that's what it reminds him of.
So this explains
of.
this explains the meme that I saw of Mike Pence putting Toad in his mouth. Holy shit.
All bad. All bad. On some Batman shit. Damn. God fucking damn. We do have to touch on one last quick thing, though. Or, I know we're wrapping things up slowly. There's a live-action Avatar movie that's going to be coming out at some point.
Wait,
this was announced.
Movie or series?
I'm sorry. Maybe it is a series.
I think it's a series.
Maybe it's a
I'm
series.
pretty sure it's a series.
Maybe it's a series.
People are up in arms. I think Prodigy are among them.
I'm not up in arms because I've seen this before. You know what I mean? We had a shitty version of this from M. Night Shyamalan, what, 10 years ago?
Right, but we have hope.
Fuck your hope. They shit on it every time.
No. The creators of Avatar, The Last Airbender, are creating this show.
You can be hopeful. I'm never going to be hopeful on a live-action adaptation until I see it. But we'll see.
I mean,
we'll see.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to be as bad as M. Night Shyamalan. They're going to at least announce Aang right.
I agree. You couldn't get worse than M. Night Shyamalan's bullshit. That angered everybody. That did justice to nobody on the cast. They didn't say Aang right.
I tried to watch it, and I was like, no.
Didn't they say Aang? Oh, God.
I'm just like...
Who? Whomps?
Yeah. It didn't make any sense. So.
That was bad.
The creators of Avatar, they're kind of on a roll right now. I mean, they've made, what, 2 different shows at the same time?
Yeah.
Because some of the some of them made Voltron, and some of them made the Dragon Prince, and then apparently more of them are going to make Avatar. So that'd be great.
That's a lot of work for them. I'm happy.
Get the band back together.
Yes.
Done.
And look, especially after, I hope they never air anything on Nickelodeon ever again after that Avatar Korra bullshit. I still think
you didn't like Korra?
No. I loved Korra.
Oh, I love Korra too.
I hate Nickelodeon for how they played Korra those last 4 or 5 episodes, and then they played the fans by not informing the fans, hey, it's only online. We talked about it.
Yeah, I told, so K-Mac really likes the Dragon Prince. I was like, so now we have to watch Avatar.
Oh, she's never seen it.
She's never seen it.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, we're going to watch Avatar, we're going to watch Korra. Because I think she would like Korra more, but she needs to watch the original Avatar.
Sure. You're not going to get Korra and appreciate everything without Aang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think she's especially going to love the end.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's gay.
Yeah. And again, we should have seen that on that show, on television. That should have been there.
It should have been, but I think they bitched out.
Yep.
You know? They really did.
Yep. They didn't want that smoke. They didn't want that controversy.
And this is like, you might be thinking, well, you say you don't want Bernadette to be gay, because they're not fucking gay. Right? They're not. But Korra was gay. I mean, it was very odd, like the way they wrote that character, especially at the end, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. And it made sense.
She was talking to Asami the whole time.
Yep.
Like in letters and shit. So it made sense.
Scissoring hard.
God dang.
Yeah.
I just want Misty Knight and Colleen Wing to scissor.
Ooh, that could work. That could work.
I'm waiting. If you watch Iron
Kung
Fist,
Fu scissor.
yeah, dude. If you watch Iron Fist season 2, you're like, damn, are they about to scissor or no? You're damn.
Do we get a lot of Misty in this?
Yes. You get she shows up, I think episode 3, and it's like her and Colleen Wing tell Iron Fist basically to sit down and be humble, and they pretty much take over for like 4 episodes.
Damn. Well, the other one we didn't mention, we are getting Daredevil, Matt Murdock, back. We did mention it a little bit, right?
Briefly, but apparently there's a new trailer or some shit. I've seen something where there's a red room, a cross, and Daredevil's head, his helmet or headpiece on it.
You know, people don't give enough credit to the fact that after Ben Affleck was doing those Daredevil movies, Daredevil as a franchise was in the fucking toilet. We talked about Elektra.
Trash.
It was nobody wanted to be associated with anything Daredevil-wise. Matt Murdock on the Netflix series brought it completely back. That was one of the most successful reboots of a character on small screen film, whatever you want to call it, that we've seen in recent history.
Yeah, I mean, what brought me was like the fight scene seems so raw.
Yeah.
And he was getting his ass beat.
And Stephen Amell with Arrow was like, fuck this shit. We need to step our game up.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. And
everybody was talking about the fight
and you see it, too, in the show. You see them step their game up. I mean, I think they have a lot less time because they're running 22, 23 episodes versus 13.
And you get away with more in Netflix than you would CW.
Yes, this is true. I mean, CW does push some shit. Yeah. They will push some, especially with the 100 and their whole lesbian sex scene. That pushed a lot of buttons.
They scissoring on there?
They was riding for sure. I mean, they brought a lot of controversy for a minute. Yeah. So, but yeah,
skate.
Did we want to move on to one quick discussion?
Okay, what you got?
Who do y'all think should be the next big bad for the MCU after Thanos?
Not them goddamn Skrulls. But who y'all say?
Mephisto.
Ooh.
Because it would tie it. Well, if you did Mephisto, it would tie the Netflix series into the MCU.
That's not a bad fucking pick. I'm gonna go in terms of who I'd like to see. I'm very biased, but a Doctor Doom in any form would be captivating.
To be the big bag for the entire MCU.
Yes, I think Doctor Doom has the chops to do that because not only could he play quasi-hero and take up the mantle of Tony Stark Iron Man very effectively in a lot of ways, but he could also flip the script and just be villain on par with Ultron and or Loki in terms of taking over the planet, or even, Red Skull in terms of taking over the planet, being a terrible bad guy, not just for one group or one subset of heroes.
Ooh, I think he would need to be Loki level or even Thanos level for that. I mean, God Doom.
Don't forget, well, yeah, you could go the God Doom route. Don't forget he is the ruler of his own nation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that nation can start World War III in a lot of ways.
So it
has nukes, I believe.
I heard that what was it? Sokovia was originally supposed to be Latveria.
Yeah.
In Age of Ultron.
Yeah. I think they would, if they had the rights to Doctor Doom, best believe
that would have been Latveria.
You probably wouldn't have gotten Loki in Avengers 1 or Ultron in Avengers 2. You would have seen some Doctor Doom already in the MCU.
Oh yeah, of course, but I don't think he would have been. I don't think he would have been in Avengers. I think he would have been.
He would have crossed it over.
I think he would have been helping out in Infinity War, and then try to get the gauntlet for himself.
Yeah,
and then it would build up into God Doom status.
That's true. I could see that. But he's up there in a lot of ways. You could do just as epic a Thanos-like or Loki-like story with him. You could do anything with him almost.
So yeah, I was wrestling with a couple of them. The one I would have to say, this would mean they would have to bring in their newly acquired properties, which would be Galactus.
That is very challenging to do.
Exactly.
But if you do it right, it could be amazing.
It could be, but if they did it right, it was either that or Fing Fang Foom.
Oh, okay. All right. For those who don't know, tell me.
Yeah, he's a giant dragon.
Yeah.
Which the Avengers had to fight at one point. If you've ever played multiple Marvel
he's
Ultimate...
an Iron Man villain.
Yeah. If you play Marvel Ultimate Alliance, he's like the first big-ass villain that you fight. On a helicarrier, I think.
Good shit. Good shit. We will see.
We got a question from the chat room.
Okay. What we got? Homestead.
Now that James Gunn is off of Guardians 3, who do we want as the new director?
Jesus
I have
Christ.
no idea.
I mean, I've said this before. I'm not gung-ho about a necessity for a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 anytime soon. I really am not.
Well, I think it's important where the MCU is right now. You need to have another Guardians after this. Well, because Gamora's gone. Guardians was so essential in the Infinity War. I think there needs to be at least one more to kind of wrap that up.
Well, we haven't seen Avengers 4. You might be right about that. Depending on what happens in Avengers 4, I could be on that side. I feel like you might be able to wrap up a lot of loose ends with the Guardians themselves in Avengers.
I think if they did that, that would be kind of like the cheap way out, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not their story. I get you. They're second fiddle to the Avengers because it's an Avengers movie. But I don't know. I mean,
we're talking directors.
Yeah, we're talking directors. I mean, you could get Nah, I mean, you can't get Coogler. I don't know.
You gonna say Zack Snyder?
No, fuck Zack Snyder. No.
What was it Kevin Feige?
Yeah.
I don't think he's a director, does he?
Isn't he like the show? He's like
overall
runner.
He's CEO of Marvel, isn't he?
Yeah, I think a different guy. I think of the other Feige guy.
I mean, the Russos could do something. The Russo brothers.
I think they need a break from Marvel.
Yeah, I mean they've been working hard.
They've been working pretty hard. I think they need to step back and come back at it fresh. But there's got to be someone who would understand like the Guardians like mythos and the vibe that they have.
You know what? Gunn didn't know that shit before Guardians 1.
You know what? Kevin Smith, I think.
Oh,
shit. There you go.
Kevin Smith
you know what?
would be amazing.
Nobody's going to hate on it.
Even though he's more of a DC guy, but
Nobody's gonna hate on that. You know what? The fans who are hardcore gun guys will flip in a dime. They'll be like, "Oh, Kevin Smith, our guy."
Shit.
You're right. That will end the controversy immediately.
And
I can
he understands Gunn's humor, and he could totally go on with that.
I think that works.
I think he's funny and he understands comic books.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That
Well,
works.
he's directed both. It's weird to me that he's directed both Supergirl and The Flash, but he hasn't directed an episode of Arrow, and he's written for Arrow in the comics, which is or Green Arrow.
Yeah,
you know, weird to me.
You know, it's kind of weird to me though. I'm hearing absolutely no buzz or even people like chanting about wanting Doctor Strange 2, but you know that has to be something that they need and want. You know, I feel like I'd like to see that before. I would rather see that than the Ant-Man 2 that came out. I would have loved to have seen Doctor Strange 2.
So what if Tim Burton directed Guardians 3?
No.
I'm just saying.
The fuck out of here. We'd have fucking Johnny Depp somewhere up in that shit. Fucking Helen Bonham Carter. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait a minute. Helen Bonham Carter is pretty. She's an impressive actress.
Get the fuck out of here.
You telling me she couldn't play like a
no.
What's that role that
Name any role? No.
No, that like the shit from Ragnarok with
Helen.
My boy, the one that was controlling the show from Jurassic Park.
Fucking not Taskmaster. Fuck. Whatever Master.
Fuck out of here.
I don't remember his fucking name.
Yeah.
What's the last good movie Tim Burton made?
I mean, he made 2 good Batman movies. He made
that was in the fucking 90s.
Oh
yeah. No, I'm just going back through his list. He made. Did he do Beetlejuice? Was that him?
Yes, Beetlejuice is him.
Yeah.
What was the last good movie he made?
Hold on, I can pull up.
What was it, Big Fish? Right?
Yes, Big Fish was a really good movie.
What the fuck was that?
That was
that might have been the 90s too. I don't know.
No, that was mid 2000s because that was after Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. But hold on. Here's my counter.
That was
Here's
nominated
my counter.
for Oscar.
If you look at the Wonder Woman director, Patty Jenkins, she took a long time off between Monster in the early 2000s and Wonder Woman.
Right. She didn't make a bunch of shit movies, though.
What's his shit movies?
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I love that.
That movie was fucking awful.
That was a great movie. That was
awful.
fun. No.
Oh, let me pull up his fucking resume.
Okay, I got it. So the last couple movies he did Big Eyes.
Trash.
Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Did you see this or you
and
just
then,
shitting
that one.
And then
okay, you shitting on it.
And then his next movie up is Dumbo, which is this fall.
Didn't he do the Alice in Wonderland ones too, right?
He did do Alice in Wonderland. He did Sweeney Todd.
Damn, that wasn't good either.
Corpse Bride.
Sweeney Todd wasn't bad.
A lot of people like Sweeney Todd.
Corpse Bride was solid, yeah.
Corpse Bride was cool.
None of that
Big Fish was really good.
None of that fits in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, it's all dark kind of shit.
It is dark.
Wait,
like
what
Sleepy
did
Hollow.
Gunn do before Guardians 1? What did he do?
He did.
What is he known for?
On.
Because I feel like it wasn't Guardians-like. If I'm not mistaken. Didn't he do darker movies?
No, I don't think so.
What did he do?
Oh,
you know,
horror? He did Slither.
Yeah, that's
so
a
he
horror.
Did Super, which I told you about to watch.
Wasn't that some rated R horror?
It was a rated. No, it's the rated R
action.
It's a rated R like dark comedy. It's the guy who dresses up to fight crime with Ellen Page, and I told you it had tentacles in it, and it did.
It did Scooby-Doo, Dawn of the Dead, The Ghouls. Yeah, it wasn't a bunch of good movies.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
But, I mean, Scooby-Doo is way closer to Guardians than fucking anything that, Tim Burton did.
Dude, Super was fucking crazy.
Scooby-Doo was a long time ago. What was that, 90s one too, right?
No, this is 2000s.
No, it's like early 2000s.
Well, hey, I mean, the Captain Marvel folks don't have a long, great resume either. Who's directing this one? I can't remember their name.
There's two directors. Yeah,
it's a guy-girl team, but they don't have a whole lot of
see, James Gunn,
clout under them.
So, like, he did a cult favorite, which was Slither, about the worms that invaded people's body and shit.
I don't feel nothing like Guardians.
Yeah, and then the other movies I never even heard of. There's this TV show called PG Porn.
I'm with you that it should be, Fat Man, Blunt Man.
He's not fat anymore.
Yeah, I know. He lost a ton of weight. Kevin Smith. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck? Jay and Silent Bob, motherfucker.
Yeah, Sleepy Hollow was dope.
Yeah,
you can't hate on that one. Sleepy Hollow was extra dope.
Of course, Nightmare Before Christmas. Everybody watches it every Christmas and every Halloween. So
he's got a long resume, man.
Big Fish was a really good movie.
Yeah.
Pee-wee.
A lot of
Pee-wee, classic movie. But
Look.
yeah.
Yeah. He did Planet of the Apes? Oh.
Yeah, he did the 2001, which a lot of people hated.
That wasn't that bad.
Well, I think he recycles way too many actors.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the fact that you don't want Johnny Depp in it, and he uses the ever-loving shit out of Johnny Depp.
He sure does.
I think Helen Bonham Carter could be an interesting side character.
No.
Depends on who she plays.
No.
She can't play an alien weirdo?
No.
How not?
No.
She's always a weirdo girl.
She
She
is
is
always.
weird. I don't want to see her. If you say
Come
Tim
on.
Burton and Helen Bonham, get the fuck out of here. I will not watch the movie on principle alone.
Damn.
I'm done with it.
What has she done to you?
done with it.
How you gonna hate on
I'm
Helen
sick
Bonham
of
Carter?
that. I'm sick of the trio of them. You know what I mean? I'm just can you stop?
You can't even remove one like Depp and let it go?
No.
Just the two of them?
all. Just like
Damn.
fuck out of here with that shit.
God dang.
Cruel.
Just
All right, let's wrap this shit up. We only got a 3-person crew.
Yeah, we do.
Old Ninja, what you got populating this week?
Not a whole lot. Just finishing Tomb Raider. I'm gonna try to get Spider-Man this weekend, but
good.
no guarantees. We are behind the scenes talking about seeing Too Many Zoos. I think they're doing 2 shows in the Bay.
Oh, this weekend?
No. In the next month. So we're trying to organize. I think Stitch is trying to come out. I know Professor Dankenstein wants to see them.
I already synced them.
Yeah, I've seen them before
They're
too.
great live.
I
Actually,
need to see them.
I've seen them live with Professor Dankenstein. We saw them in San Francisco, but they're performing in San Jose
Good
this
shit.
time, so it should be interesting. There's also, I believe, another show in October somewhere in the Bay, so we're trying to figure that out, working on that. Other than that, just a bunch of gaming, and then probably trying to catch up on some shows, because I haven't watched a lot of shows
Doesn't
recently.
CW DC stuff come back?
Yeah, they come back in October, but they're like, I haven't seen Legion, I haven't seen like American Gods, stuff like
Ooh,
that.
Legion is great, man.
Yeah,
Get up on that.
Those shows I'm trying to watch before like the CW fall comes back.
Good shit. Cordes, what you got?
So I'm gonna go see Childish Gambino next week.
Oh, look at that.
shit! No shit.
Me and K-Mac are, so that's gonna be great.
Is he performing in Berkeley?
That's a Greek.
In Oakland, I think we're going to.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's gonna be.
You know, he said this is his last tour
Really?
as Childish Gambino.
I don't believe that shit.
I mean, everybody does a last tour, and they come. They're on tour for the next 40 years,
I don't
but
believe that
we'll
shit.
see.
Yeah. So Spider-Man, I guess I'll give my actual review next. I guess podcast. I didn't have time for this one, but
Yeah.
it's better than the story is better than any of the movies. By far.
Nice.
Hands fucking down. I still have my complaints, which I'll talk about on the next podcast. So other than that, working on the Infinity Base 3.0. I'm gonna be doing some rebar work this weekend for the foundation, and then hopefully next weekend we'll be pouring concrete for the foundation. So we're getting steps closer.
Good shit. And you're going to be playing a whole bunch of Last of Us, right, Cronus? That you promised? Yeah, I'm going to try to finally finish up on Cloak and Dagger and catch up on Attack on Titan, because we do got to talk about that next week.
Oh, shit,
goddammit.
behind. Oh yeah.
Plenty of good shit going
Real quick,
on.
Michael Pena is the actor that's in the show that y'all watch about the whatever Prince, whatever the fuck.
Is that what we said?
No, I said Carlos.
Oh, so it's Michael, not
Yeah,
Carlos.
it's Michael,
All right.
not Carlos. Anyway,
And real quick, fuck everything about this Bleach live action. Y'all got fooled again.
Did you watch it?
No, it's trash already. I don't have to watch it. Every single goddamn time they do a live action anime, it's always fucking trash.
this
Fuck 'em.
motherfucker.
Go ahead.
Anyway, check us out on the interwebs. It's at BTHANBTI. That's BTHANBTI. SoundCloud, Player FM, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts. Go on Amazon. Check out our official app on there. Our official website, binheadproductions.com/BTHANBTI. On Twitch, twitch.tv/BTHANBTI. Instagram as well. Check us out. Rate us. Holla at us. We'll get back to you. Or not. Fuck you.
I bet you Ernie and Bert just 69 and right now.
You were thinking way too much about this.
Going to town, though.
That's just all bad.
Power bottom of Bert.
No, just stop. Stop.
Girthy skeet
Stop.
skeet.